When I bought a record player recently, the guy selling it also offered me a small, portable record player labelled as the Discatron. Being free, naturally I accepted it, but I considered it more of an interesting trinket than anything else. Later though, when I looked at it a bit closer, I noticed it actually reasonably well built, with an interesting design, and above all, the enthusiastic proclamation on the battery cover that declared it was the world's most revolutionary record player intrigued me. So, what is the Discatron? It's a portable, slot-loading, 45 RPM only record player made in Birmingham in the 1960s. It was invented by Mr. A.A.J. Homer and Mr. P.B.H. Robinson. Mr. Homer was the managing director of A.J. Homer & Sons of Shirley, Solihull, which made steel and aluminium pressings for the motor and motorcycle industries. Mr. Robinson was the managing director of the Meteor Oil Company Limited of Dorridge, Solihull. It took them 4 years to develop their spring-loaded, linear tracking pickup, with the first patent filed in 1963, and with subsequent improvements leading to the recognizable design in this patent filed in 1966. This pickup allowed them to create a portable, any-angle record player with push-button controls. Like the portable radios of the time, it was also fully transistorized and battery-powered. The design doesn't include a turntable, but rather a rubber tire rotates the record around a central spigot, which also centers the record. The record's groove pulls the stylus and cartridge along a guide rod. The Discatron was introduced in Britain in March of 1966. The target market for the Discatron was younger people, as can be seen in an interesting promotional video of the Discatron by British Movie Tone from 1966, which I've linked in the description. In late '66, Discatron was looking to international markets. The managing director of Discatron Limited, Ken Ward, went on a 4-week, 8-country tour to promote the product. Some of the countries introduced the Discatron to were New Zealand, Australia, and Mexico. At this time, Discatron claimed to have captured 30% of the portable record player market back in England. In 1968, a Mr. A. N. George went on a sales visit to Malta and the Middle East as an export agent for Discatron Limited. According to Radio Museum, there were 3 Discatron models: the Discatron Deluxe, which just played 45 RPM records, the Discassette, which also included a 2-band radio, both medium wave and long wave, and the Discatron Tri-Combo, which as well as both the record player and radio, also contained a tape cartridge player. This is listed on Radio Museum as an 8-track player, but looking at an old ad, I believe it to be a PlayTape player, as Discatron worked with PlayTape in 1967. PlayTape was a small 2-track tape loop cartridge format that was popular for a brief period from '67 to '68. If you're interested in the format, Tecmo did an interesting video on it. I'll also link that in the description. One way Discatron instilled interest in the public was through competitions, such as a competition targeted at girls in the 14th of May '66 edition of Trend magazine, involving then up-and-coming singer David Ballantyne, offering 6 Discatrons to be won. All one had to do was to show whether you knew what it makes to be the best girlfriend by ordering qualities from most to least importance. Unfortunately, the qualities listed are lost to history, and in less than 25 words, write whether Ballantyne would make a good boyfriend and why. The judges would select the 6 most original and or amusing entries, with winners being announced on Radio London. I also found another promotion, in conjunction with Kellogg's Frosties, giving 150 Discatron Tri-Combos away in 1969. The Bluewood Works in Blue Street, Aston, Birmingham, is the location given for the Discatron company. Is this building the Bluewood Works? I don't know, but it seems to be the only industrial building that fronts onto that street, so it's possible. It was a very successful product for something made by a small manufacturer. In 1969, due to its success, Discatron Limited was bought by the Rank organisation. Part of this deal required Discatron to stop producing their Discatrons, with Rank introducing the successor, the Discassette. This was a combined 45 record and cassette player, and unlike the original Discatron, this wasn't a success. Rank was left with a lot of unsold discassettes, which were then sent back to the factory, and they stopped making the failed discassette. That was the end of Discatron. Discatron Limited may be long gone, but the Discatron was a reasonably successful product, popular in its time, and quite a few are still around today. And maybe, just maybe, I might try and get mine playing again. Yeah, right. While researching the Discatron, I found an article from January 2018 by Peter Johns, where he writes that he has produced a prototype of a reproduction Discatron, using modern components but keeping the same look, and has commissioned 1,000 units to be produced by an established manufacturer of retro record players. However, when the article was written, they were still testing the prototype, and I can't find any recent info to see if it's gone into production. So that's a mystery. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video.